cars, the dramatic Argentine weather has played its hand early on, reducing stage 1 to a washout. But in the sunshine of the prologue, Carlos Sainz wasted no time in demonstrating his own particular flair for the dramatic.
The bonnet came into the windscreen and I couldn't see for 50 meters. I was braking, accelerating just to remove the bonnet, and then at the end the bonnet fly.
Sebastian Loeb had his first chance to show his prowess on the Rally Star Prologue, and he took it. But no one could match the Flying Dutchman, Bernard ten Brink. Nasser Al-Attiyah made sure he stayed near the front, and he's clear on his pan for the days to come.
Flat out, because the first 3 days we need to have really always in the front.
As it was for the bikes, the day special for the cars was reduced with a total of 387 Ks to be covered. And at last, it's back to racing for the first real day of the Dakar. An opportunity to hit it hard, especially for title holder Nasser Al-Attiyah.
Nobody go 85%. Everybody will push, you know. I am pushing here, you know, because if I get time, it's good, you know, and to continue tomorrow also.
It was the winner of the prologue, Bernard ten Brink, who opened the course today. And it would be an eventful day on the paths of the province of Cordoba. The route set a tough task on the hilly tracks for ten Brink. And it would get even tougher as they got to the mud. But the Dutchman, in his Toyota, managed to go through. Just. And few would have it quite so easy. Drivers such as Xavier Pons, who found himself stranded in the mud, beached in his Ford. Stressful times for the Spanish WRC specialist. He got second in the prologue in his Ford, but things began to unravel. By the end of the stage, Pons would lose over an hour and a half. The next to struggle was the 2014 champion, Nani Roma. It was a nightmare for the Catalan too. He was stuck for almost 40 minutes. Stage 2, and already a major setback for Roma. I'm going to try to find some help to get us out of here. I was going on the right, but there were a lot of people, and I just got stuck in the mud. And the nightmare for the cars had only just started. Bobby Gordon too got stuck. Though he eventually found some help from a local tractor to pull the Gordini clear. But in the process, he still lost 17 minutes. Experienced Carlos Sainz found a good solution thanks to his big Peugeot buggy, avoiding the worst of the mud trap. But later on, he was forced to stop after an engine failure. 13 minutes he lost before he carried on. A big fright for the Spaniard, only 14th today. Musketeer also managed to power his Mini through the mud. He, however, lost time on his rivals, finishing 8th, 4 minutes adrift due to a puncture. It's looking good for Cyril Desprez. In his second year in a Peugeot, the former biker seems to have improved quite seriously. He was 7th today. Mikko Hirvonen seemed surprised by the speed of his rivals, but still the Flying Finn got a good 5th spot, 3 minutes away from the fastest man.
It was difficult to stay calm, you know, it was so fast and so many blind crests. You could go over with 6th gear, but you know, because I didn't have pace notes, I didn't know what's behind, so I had to slow down a lot. So
a nice solid day for Giniel de Villiers in his Toyota Hilux. The South African avoided the major traps, and the 2009 champion got 4th, losing 3 minutes. On a stage that many thought was made for the four-wheel drive vehicles, Stefan Petterhansel was impressive in his Peugeot. Sebastian Loeb learned rapidly. It shouldn't surprise anyone, but the Frenchman performed an outstanding miracle on his way to Termas de Rio Hondo. In the first real special at the Dakar, the 9-time WRC champion got his first stage victory. Impressive and slightly ominous stuff. I drove at my rhythm. I didn't know if it was good enough. I'm surprised at the finish to see I had the best time. For the moment, it's a great start to the rally. It's really encouraging for this car, a buggy. On these types of tracks, I was expecting to be behind those four-wheel drive cars. It's really encouraging. But now, we open the way. We'll be first. It's going to be tough. So, Sebastian Loeb making his own little bit of history once more ahead of Petterhansel. Vladimir Vasiliev in 3rd in his Toyota Hilux, his first time out in that, 2 minutes 38 back, ahead of de Villiers and Mikko Hirvonen. Loeb then leading the overall, 2 Peugeots, 1st and 2nd. Much better than this time last year. The bivouac in Villa Carlos Paz was visited by a prestigious guest, former tennis world number 3 and Masters winner, David Nalbandian. The Cordoba native is a fan of motorsports and actually competes in the Argentinian Rally Championships. He had the opportunity to discover the Dakar world and have a chat with former winner Nani Roma. Nalbandian even considers one day competing on the event himself. You can never say never. The Dakar being so close from where I live, I'm certainly not going to ignore it. Before racing, Nalbandian started by helping out Roma cleaning his car. For the first time in the history of the Dakar, we've got a competitor from Lesotho racing. He was under South African colours last year, but Wessel Bosman now rides for his adopted nation, country where he settled 20 years ago, and his goal on the Dakar is quite simple.
If I can finish it, it's the world record for me. So for me, I'm not a racer. I'm almost an adventurer, so for me to be finished, it will be absolutely a privilege and an achievement for me.
Like in previous editions of the Dakar, there's an electric vehicle that's one of the attractions of the race. The Argentinian crew of Jaton and Scasuzzo are indeed driving a revolutionary buggy powered by quite a lot of batteries. A car that already managed to cover a whole 2,200 kilometers of the Morocco rally. The goal for them now is to complete the Dakar in one piece. Last but certainly not least are the trucks. We finally got some racing action out of the giants of the Dakar. And we got a surprise. Former car driver Federico Villagra, now in a De Roy Iveco truck, has clocked the best time at CP2 and leads as they go through the halfway mark. With Villagra moving into an Iveco, we have one man who's moved out of it. That's Hans Stacey. He's now driving an MAN. The 2007 champion was just a few seconds adrift. Good news for the Dutchman in his new truck. Their way through the Argentinian countryside, Stacey led his old teammate, Gerard de Roy, who, in his quest to beat the Kamaz army and win a second Dakar title, also enjoyed a fine day, gaining considerable time on the army of blue drivers. Another man new to an Iveco, and that's this man, Alex Loprace. And a newcomer to the De Roy squad too, the former Tatra driver. He seems to have adapted well to his new machine, and the Czech driver was fourth at the halfway mark. But the trucks, they're not done for today. They're still racing to be had.
First stage finished here in dove siamo? Non mi ricordo.
Sto guardando la cartina.
Siamo dove siamo? Where are we?
Sacalo. No sé cómo sea. Ahí te está marcando la camarita. No, deixa carregar, relaxa. Deixa se vai ir.
Okay, my Dakar number 2.
Trying to figure it out.
And this is our sleeping quarters for the night. I'm sleeping here next to the Sprinter. It's very nice inside, as you can see. So cozy and enough room for my gear. Yeah.
Tomorrow, on the route to Ahoy, we have a new destination to explore and new secrets to uncover on the Dakar route here in Argentina.